What's up, everybody? It's good to see you again. Nolan Rodman here, episode 25. We are tasting some fabulous wines from a winery that I stumbled across. Ancient Peaks Winery is located in Paso Robles, California, kind of halfway in between San Francisco and Los Angeles. The vineyard sits on a 14,000 acre ranch. Originally, this land site was ranchers, like 6,000 acres for vines, and then you have the rest, which is ranch, raising cattle and things like that. This AVA is called the Santa Margarita Ranch, and their winery takes up about half of the vineyard sites within this AVA, which is really interesting. It's fascinating because you could get all these different types of soil contents, so those things really add to the flavor and the content of the wine. Let's start with tasting their Sauvignon Blanc. You get a lot of grapefruit, gooseberry, guava, so you get those tropical fruit characteristics. Really nice, crisp wine. This is gonna pair well perfectly with crab cakes, your seared scallops, your fresh oysters. Next we have the Chardonnay. For me, typically I'm not a huge California Chardonnay guy. You get sometimes like those really overbearing kind of buttery, creamy notes. And the one thing that's really nice about these wines and this vineyard site too is like that it's so southern in the Paso Robles region that you get this like really nice cooling fog that kind of gives the grapes a little bit more acidity and a little bit more nuance than some of the wines that are growing more in like the valley side. This Chardonnay is totally not overbearing, not too creamy. It's really smooth. You get pear, ripe apple, really nice, all around just a really high quality wine. Both of these white wines retail at around $16.99. Okay, next we have the Ancient Peaks Zinfandel. Let me start off by saying sometimes, and I kind of said this earlier, sometimes you get these Zinfandels from the middle of California and they're just like 15.5% alcohol. They're such juice bombs and they're like way too fruity. This wine, it has that cooler climate because of the hills, so it creates like this nice mellow flavor profile. So you get a lot of like that raspberry and cherry, and then you get a little bit of that peppery spice coming off of it too from the Zinfandel grapes. It's not overbearing too, it's really nice, smooth wine. It's gonna be perfect with like your smoked chicken, lasagna, any kind of like barbecue dish. This wine will retail for $17.99 as well. This is delicious. Finally, last but certainly not least, this is the most grown grape in this AVA and in this region, and that is Cabernet Sauvignon. So this is going to be a much bolder, more robust wine, and you get a lot of darker fruit characters on this wine: blackberry, blackcurrant, cocoa, that type of thing. And I would really recommend pairing this with like your big, heavy kind of meat dishes, your blue cheeses, your lamb, that type of thing. I love these wines and the story behind these wines because of the maritime influence and the cooling climate that they're getting off the Pacific coast. I like these wines because they're a little bit more delicate than your typical Middle California, Paso Robles region wines. So well done, Ancient Peaks. Cabernet Sauvignon retails for about $21.99. These wines are all available. Thanks so much for tuning in. Can't wait to try more wines with you guys. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and have a great rest of your day. So long.